Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Savannah Chrisley opens up about ex-Nick's death. Savannah Chrisley, a well-known reality TV star from Chrisley Knows Best, recently opened up about the deep grief she felt after the tragic death of her ex-fiance, Nick Yearlong. The former professional hockey player passed away in September 2023 at the young age of 29 after a motorcycle accident. Savannah and Nick had been through a lot during their relationship, which started in 2017. They got engaged in 2019 but broke up in 2020. Despite their split, Savannah still felt heartbroken by his passing, as there were things left unsaid between them. Savannah describes how she learned about Nick's death. She was on a flight to visit her dad, Todd Chrisley, who is currently serving a prison sentence. As she was landing in Pensacola, Florida, she received the news from a friend, and she couldn't believe it. Savannah recalls feeling shaking and sobbing as she tried to make sense of it all. She immediately texted Nick, hoping that the news was a mistake. But when she landed and saw the news articles confirming his death, the reality set in. She had to tell her dad, who had been close friends with Nick. Her dad, knowing something was wrong, immediately understood, and they both broke down in tears together. Savannah also had her younger siblings, Chloe and Grayson, with her as they went through the heartbreak as a family. At the time of Nick's death, Savannah Chrisley was only a month into a new relationship with Robert Shiver, a former football player. Despite the short time they had been dating, Robert showed incredible support when Savannah was dealing with a tragedy. When Savannah texted Robert to inform him of Nick's passing, Robert was unsure of how to support her, so he reached out to her close friends and publicists for advice on what he could do. Without hesitation, Robert got on a plane and flew to Pensacola to be there for Savannah. Savannah Chrisley was touched by Robert's actions. He met her at the airport, brought her and her siblings food, and offered to drive them home. But Robert didn't stop there. He also accompanied Savannah to the crash site, where she wanted to pay her respects to Nick. While standing there, Robert quietly asked if he could say a prayer for Nick and his family. This small yet powerful gesture meant a lot to Savannah. She said that at that moment, she realized that Robert was the type of person she wanted to spend her life with. He had shown up for her when she needed someone the most, and his support made her feel loved and cared for during one of the hardest times in her life. As their relationship grew, Savannah came to appreciate Robert's emotional maturity. Despite the challenges of her grieving process, Robert remained patient and understanding, never rushing her to move on. Savannah reflected on how Robert's actions showed her that he was a trustworthy and caring partner, and she felt grateful to have him by her side. Savannah Chrisley's journey through loss and healing has been a difficult one, but the love and support she's received from Robert Shiver have helped her navigate this painful chapter of her life. Was Nick's death hard for you to understand? How will Savannah cope with the loss in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. The world came to know Savannah Chrisley through reality television, where she appeared poised, witty, and endlessly resilient in the face of personal and public adversity. But even those who watched her every move on Chrisley Knows Best couldn't have fully grasped the pain behind her latest heartbreak, the sudden passing of her ex-boyfriend, Nick. In a world curated by Instagram highlights and TV segments, grief often has no place. But Savannah, in her trademark authenticity, has chosen to speak, not just about loss, but about love, healing, and the fragility of the human heart. "I don't even know where to begin," Savannah said quietly in a video she posted to her social media followers, her voice raw and unfiltered. He was light. And sometimes light burns too bright, too fast. Nick, a former minor league baseball player turned entrepreneur, had shared a tender but complex chapter of life with Savannah. Their relationship never made the splashy headlines of Hollywood's elite, but to those close to them, it was real, passionate, and deeply formative. They met through mutual friends in Nashville, sharing a love of music, vintage books, and long road trips with no destination. "I think we both were running from things when we found each other," Savannah said, brushing a tear from her cheek. "And for a while, it felt like we were running in the same direction." Though their romantic relationship ended over a year ago, Savannah confessed they never stopped checking in on each other, sending the occasional text, swapping playlists, and laughing over inside jokes that no one else would understand. It wasn't the kind of love that ended in bitterness. It simply evolved. When news of Nick's death reached her, reportedly due to an accidental overdose, Savannah said it felt like time stopped. "I sat there on the floor of my kitchen just staring at my phone," she recalled. "I kept rereading the message. Nick passed away." 4 words that completely shattered my reality. In the days that followed, she found herself remembering the smallest details. The way he always ordered too many tacos, his obsession with obscure documentaries, the journal he carried everywhere, filled with half-written poems and sketches of dreams that may never come to life now. "You think you'll have more time," Savannah said, "to say thank you, to say I'm proud of you, to say goodbye." She admits that their relationship was far from perfect. Both young, both scared in ways they didn't yet know how to communicate. But in their imperfections, there was something deeply human and incredibly sincere. "I don't want to romanticize pain," she clarified. "But I do want to honor the fact that people can be struggling and still be beautiful." Nick was both. Savannah has never shied away from life's darker corners. In the past few years, she's navigated her parents' legal troubles, taken guardianship of her younger siblings, and fought for a sense of normalcy amid chaos. Now, adding grief to that already heavy load, she's leaning on her faith more than ever. "I'm angry, I'm heartbroken, but I also believe God is still good," she shared. "I believe that Nick is finally at peace. I believe that pain doesn't get the final word." To her fans and followers, Savannah's openness has come as both a comfort and a rallying cry. The messages pouring into her inbox aren't just expressions of sympathy. They're testaments from others who've lost someone too soon, too suddenly. "I didn't expect this many people to relate," Savannah admitted. "It reminds me that grief is something we carry together." Still, she wants people to understand that grief is not a straight road. "Some days I wake up and I'm okay. Others I hear a song and I completely break down. That's normal. That's being human." She's using her platform to talk more openly about mental health and addiction. 2 things she says Nick battled quietly, like so many others. "He didn't want to be seen as broken," she said. "But the truth is, none of us are whole all the time." In the wake of Nick's passing, Savannah has started conversations with mental health professionals and nonprofit organizations about launching an initiative in his name, something that provides support for young adults dealing with addiction and emotional trauma. "It's not about saving everyone," she said. "It's about reaching one person before it's too late. That's how I want to honor him." In a time where curated perfection dominates social media, Savannah's decision to show the raw, unvarnished face of grief is not just brave, it's necessary. "I used to think that strength meant pretending you're okay," she concluded. "Now I know that real strength is showing up even when your heart is shattered."